So Gunner, we know, should have been the story leading into last week, but we knew the Arch hype would just find itself again. It had gone quiet for a long time, but Arch had started to play better. People were begging to make Texas a thing all last week. They were begging. Texas, they could be a college football playoff team. Texas was dead and buried. They're back. They were begging to make it a thing. And all we kept saying on this show was, Gunner's been better than Arch since day one. Gunner's been better than Arch in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I focused on that 3 or 4 weeks because that's what everybody wanted to start focusing on with Arch.
But the problem was Gunner still wasn't as tall, didn't have the good hair or the name.
The hype was the hype.
So.
But here's the deal about Gunner, and you saw it again on display Saturday night. That was an awesome performance again. He keeps getting better, and I would use the word awesome to describe how he's played week after week as things get better. Go back and watch the film of that, and we'll talk to Brooks Austin about this later in the week. He made one mistake. He threw the interception. Outside of that, look at the ball placement all night. The second touchdown to Noah Thomas was a thing of beauty. The execution on the 4th and 1 throw to Chauncey Bowens, perfect. The play fake, beautiful. The laser to London Humphreys for the 30-yard touchdown. Again, the ball placement. Out of this world to make it 21-10. Same thing on the throw to Lawson Lucky. He rolled out, had a good ball fake, held the defender, made the perfect throw, and it's 28-10. Then for the icing on the cake, the 4-yard touchdown run, puts the game out of reach. It's 35-10. I will repeat this number. Gunner had 5 touchdowns and 5 incompletions. So I get the Arch hype because of the name and all that came into it this summer. Gunner Stockton right now is as hot as any quarterback in America. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get him to New York. I think it better be. And you heard at the end of the game, Kirk Herbstreit brought it up, that Gunner should be getting Heisman Trophy talk. Here are Gunner numbers, Chuck, that I want to give you, and you tell me if this is supposed to be Heisman worthy. Last 4 weeks for Gunner, 15 touchdowns, 2 picks, plus 2 rushing scores. Gunner versus top 10 teams, 79% completions, nearly 650 yards, 11 total touchdowns, and 1 pick. You're doing it against the best teams. You're doing it right now, the most important time. And I know that Julian Sain's getting the talk, and Haynes King should be. And I understand that Ty Simpson was. I think Ty's dipped a little. I know Diego Pavia.
Ty threw the worst interception I've ever seen him throw the other day.
Correct. But if you start looking at the way the guys ascending and guys who are going the wrong way, Haynes continues to ascend, but Gunner is right there. That to me, if Gunner's not getting the amount of attention that some of these quarterbacks are getting, then you're just not paying attention. And that's the problem we run into so much of, like, how do you not pay attention to the Georgia quarterback on that stage when he keeps doing this?
All right, I'll put it as bottom line as I can. Gunner don't scare. He's not playing quarterback at South Alabama or Tulsa or somewhere. He's at Georgia. He's in the SEC. And whether it's the moment, that was Knoxville. All right, that was Rocky Top. He didn't scare. Or it's Trey Moore, Colin Simmons, Hill, like all that bunch from Texas. Doesn't faze him. The moment or the opponent does not get in his head. He's out there just still throwing dimes. It's not easy to block all that stuff out because, again, all of those things I just said, the Tennessee defense, everything in Texas, the moment in Knoxville, what happened in the fourth quarter Saturday in Athens, none of that's easy. And Gunner has some moments where he kind of makes it just look matter of habit for him.
I would agree. And
it's unbelievable.
So I would say this today.
He was never supposed to be the starter.
If it's the quarterback award that it's become, as much as we all want to try to put other people into it. Julian Sain, Haynes King, Fernando Mendoza, and then to me, we're having a conversation about Gunner, Ty Simpson. I think Diego Pavia has been pushed backward. That I could make a great case for Gunner over Simpson. I don't know if that's going to get the same amount of attention. What happens Black Friday, if Gunner goes out and lights up Georgia Tech, which, based on what we've seen from Tech's defense, Gunner should have a big afternoon and a big day, that a trip to New York should absolutely be on his radar.
That's supposed to be one of those. Now, it really looks like week and a half out, this sets up for one of those shootouts, that quarterback versus quarterback thing. Georgia, again, through sheer stubbornness against Texas, they forced the ground game to at least post something. I think this will be Gunner and Haynes King.